In this video, I want you to be completely honest with me and yourself. How many times have you been telling yourself that you lack motivation and that's why you don't do it? That you just need motivation and then you'll go ahead and do it. Don't start that good habit that you actually need to do because you don't have motivation. I'm sorry, bro. I quit the gym today because, I didn't really have motivation. You have done that before, right? And I'm not saying that I haven't done it before. We all do it. But there's a harsh truth and reality to what motivation actually is. Motivation is unreliable. And the reason why I think it's unreliable is because it comes and it goes. It's an emotion, not a strategy. And if you depend on only motivation, that means that you would never be able to stay consistent on something because motivation comes and goes. So what does that mean? Consistency comes and goes. Let's talk about the problem with motivation. Motivation is an emotion and not a strategy. An emotion just happens, right? We cannot control a certain type of emotion happening to us, but we can control how we react while we experience those emotions. Motivation is the same thing as feeling sad or feeling angry or feeling happy. Motivation is just a drive to want to go do something, to want to go pursue something. But the reason why most people only rely on motivation is because that makes the hard work feel good. That makes putting in the work into the gym feel good and feel productive and feel effective. But the moment you do not experience motivation, this is when it starts to feel hard and when it sucks and when you don't want to do it and when it feels unproductive and unrealistic. That is what most people attach to the feeling of feeling demotivated. It just sucks doing it. And I absolutely agree with you, bro. I'm not going to sit here and be all cool and say that I want to be motivated 24/7. Of course I do. It feels great. Feeling motivated is the best feeling on earth. So the moment you do have it, you got to take advantage of it. But when it fades, this should not be part of the way you react now. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, I feel like they make their actions based off of how motivated they are. The moment they wake up, are they motivated to go ahead and work for the first 4 hours of the day? Yes or no? If the answer is no, they won't do it. If the answer is yes, they will do it. What is the problem with that? You're not going to be staying consistent on working those first 4 hours in the morning forever. If you're watching this channel, you've probably experienced, because you have been, taking habits on of self-improvement and stuff like that. You've probably been taking action like a little bit. And the problem with it is that you feel motivated sometimes, but not always. And if you are the type of guy who only says, I'm going to do it because I feel motivated, and calls his gym buddy to say, yo, bro, I'm not going to make it today because I'm not really feeling it. I'm not really motivated. I'm demotivated today. If you are that type of guy, you are never going to achieve anything in your life. And I'm taking this so serious because this can snowball into something way bigger. A man who is only taking action when he feels motivated is a weak man. Straight like that. It's a weak man. Why is it a weak man? Why do I believe that a weak man is a man who only takes action when he is motivated? That is because he lets his emotions take control over him. And I'm not saying that that is never going to happen. We are all going to experience times where our emotions is going to be leading us into astray. We have all experienced it before when you see a nice girl in front of you and you kind of want to pursue her. You're starting to kind of let your goals fall for that woman, or you're going to be drinking with your friends because it sounds more attractive. We've all made not so effective choices back in the day because one option sounded better than the other. But we got to understand something about our emotions. You feel sad. It's not that you can shut off the sadness, but you can choose how to react on that sadness. Same thing with anger. This is, in my opinion, why I think anger is the absolute most best thing that a man can possess. And this sounds very weird. A lot of people are going to hate on this and say like, oh, anger is not good. Anger is not good with weak men. Anger can be used to murder people, but anger can also be used to get productive work done. It depends on which man you are. If you are the type of man who is just weak-minded and he only puts his anger into destructive things, you are going to destruct and destroy your life. But if you are the type of man who is only focused on his purpose and his emotions don't really matter, it's irrelevant to him. If he feels anger, he's not going to become angry towards the people around him. No, he's going to put that anger into a bucket to where it's actually useful. When I am angry, and this is not a joke, I'm not trying to act cool here. When I'm angry, let's say I had an argument with my girlfriend, or somebody is just trying to make me feel upset or whatever, or I've heard crazy stories about me that other people are telling about me, because it happens, especially if you're doing something significant. Of course I feel angry. I feel anger. I feel rage in my body. But there's one difference. I put it into a cup where I can use it effectively, such as working, such as recording videos, especially recording videos, such as training, such as editing my videos. I use my anger to complete challenges. I'm in this period of time where I'm right now acting like a robot for about a year straight. If you didn't know, I'm doing a 365-day challenge where I'm posting every single day on YouTube, one video a day for 365 days. And of course, when I hit the 365, I will keep going, but this is a challenge that I want to keep myself to and hold myself accountable on. So I'm basically a robot for a year straight, which is a good thing. I'm going to talk about that in another video. But I usually always have the same type of system, which is a good thing, because you need systems, right? You need something in your life to where you know exactly what you're going to do to achieve a certain type of task. And I've been doing that every single day. So usually for the past month, this is, I think, my 36th day of recording every single day and posting every single day and whatever. And I've basically been always recording the same amount of videos in a day, editing the same amount of videos in a day, training the same amount of times in a day. When I feel angry about something, let's say I'm not really seeing the type of progress I want to see, or I've heard another guy just talk randomly about me in the gym or whatever, because there are people literally hating me for no reason at all. They just want to pull me down because they see I'm excelling right now. That makes me feel angry. And I feel rage because of that. But there has never been a time where I don't feel rage and get more done to what I usually do. So with that rage, guess what I did? I said for myself, you know what? Because I'm so motherfucking angry, I'm gonna put it all into something that I could build from. So what am I gonna do? Instead of record 4 videos in a day, I'm gonna record a week worth of videos. So 7 videos in a day. And instead of editing 1 or 2 videos after I recorded, I'm now gonna edit all 7 of them. So that I've did a week of work in 1 day, about 10 hours of work. Done, completely finished. And guess what I did? I did it. And why did I do that? Because of the anger that I had. I was mad at whatever was happening to me. I felt rage inside my blood, and I put it into a cup where I could grow from it. So it depends on which type of man you are, or which type of man you want to become, to effectively use every single emotion that you have inside your body effectively. Because most men, and I'll actually argue that 90% of men today, the most feminine men is basically what I'm talking about. Doesn't matter what age it is, I'm talking about feminine and masculine. There's a big difference between the two, obviously, but it's not attached to age. You can be very feminine at 20 years old and 50 years old. It doesn't matter how old you are. We tend to become more masculine the older we get because we experience more in life, and that gives us character, but you still can stay a pussy forever. So what I'm basically saying is, you want to become the type of man who uses his emotion to his advantage. Because listen, most men, and this is what I wanted to come back on, most men nowadays, 90% of men, I feel like only like 10% of men, maybe even less, in the entire earth population, world population, have this under control. Those men use their emotions to get things done, whether it's feeling sad, upset, anger, whatever. Most men, 99% of men arguably, are so feminine that they are letting all their emotions take control over them. So when they feeling sad, they don't do the work. When they feeling upset, they don't do the work. When they feeling demotivated, they don't do the work. Listen, I'm not saying that I'm this all type of unique being and I'm so masculine, whatever. I've made good improvements, but I'm not there yet. But what I've always been implementing into my own life is that when I feel demotivated and when I feel like shit, that is what motivates me. So what should motivate you? If motivation, I'm talking about, okay, motivation is shit. Motivation is, unreliable, which is very true. But where do we get our motivation from then? And why is it a thing that people are always focusing on? That is because motivation can be sparked, and it's very effective, of course. But how do we spark that? In my opinion, it comes from masculine achievement. Now, what is masculine achievement? It's basically you working as hard as you can without letting your emotions take control over you. Now, listen, when I'm feeling demotivated or unmotivated, or I'm feeling, like I want to chill, or other people are calling me, or people are just distracting me, or I'm feeling like I'm not making progress, I'm feeling like it's getting super hard, I'm not going to be able to keep this up. That is what motivates a masculine man. So when you feel like you do not want to do anything, when you feel demotivated, you're not making progress, that is, in my opinion, the best spark of motivation. Because now you have reached a phase where you're thinking, holy shit, I've made it. I've made it into the league. I'm right now in the masculine big boy league. I'm now in the phase of where everything becomes difficult. This is my phase to grow. And if that doesn't motivate you, I don't know what is. Now let's talk about what drives consistency. First off, I want you to make this change. Stop focusing on the outcome of whatever you're trying to do and start focusing on your identity. Now, what do I mean with focusing on your identity? Instead of you wanting to achieve a certain goal, which is totally fine, by the way, I want you to do that. I want you to shift the attention to who you are. Who are you as a man? If you want to quit smoking, and I hear a lot of people say this, and most people who say what I'm about to say right now always fall back into smoking or fall back into their old habits. They say, I'm an ex-smoker. I have smoked. I am trying to stop smoking. They are basically still the smoking identity. The only thing they need to do is shift who they are. I am not one of them. If you want to quit smoking or quit drugs or quit porn or whatever type of bad habits you got to say to yourself, I am not one of those. So instead of trying to track your days, and when it comes to, oh yeah, I've stopped smoking for 3 days now, tomorrow's going to be day 4. Instead of smoking cigarettes now, I do e-cigarettes and I do vape. Bro, stop being a smoker. You are still a smoker. Even though, of course, it's progress if you haven't smoked for 4 days and you've been usually smoking every single day for 13 years. That's progress. I'm not disrespecting your progress. But what I am saying, you're still that smoker identity. So within about a few months or so, not even that probably, you're going to fall back into your old habits and smoke again because you are still a smoker. You're just a smoker who doesn't smoke as often no more. You want to become the type of person who says, I am not one of those people. I don't smoke. There are two different personalities. The first personality goes to the club with their friends, just having a good time, enjoying the time at the club, dancing to the music, not really smoking, but doing whatever. Just, having a good time, enjoying life. Then all of a sudden their friends start lighting up a cigarette. And now that personality is standing there like, damn, I'm trying to quit smoking, but I'm having a good time. I'm with my friends. You only live once, right? And guess what? He's going to light up that cigarette because he is trying to stop smoking. Then you have personality 2, the guy who goes to the club with their friends. Same thing. They do the exact same things as personality number 1, but their friends light up a cigarette as well. And they say, you want a cigarette? You want to smoke with us? And you say, no, I'm sorry, I don't smoke. I am not a smoker. I just don't do that. Now it's not even going to become hard because you have changed your identity. You have shifted your identity and said, I am not you. I am not one of those guys who lights up a cigarette and enjoys it. I am a man who do not smoke. And that's the bottom line of it. Now I have a full identity video on my channel already. If you want to go watch that, click right here and you'll be able to benefit off that video as well. Number 2, what drives consistency is creating a system that lowers the barrier of you getting started with something. Listen, you have to get rid of the friction in your life. When I say that motivation is bullshit, I absolutely do mean it, because motivation is not going to allow you to create a system to be consistent on. A system is only effective for people who are disciplined, not motivated, disciplined. But if you are the type of person who finds discipline incredibly hard and you are just always so slow when it comes to making progress on your discipline, the best thing that you can do right now is to create a system that lowers the platform that you need to stand on. So listen, when you get started on, let's say, working out, for an undisciplined person and for a person who is only driven by motivation, it becomes very difficult to go to the gym because he sees a long road towards the gym ahead of him. And what I mean with that is they need to take all types of different habits and actions to actually first go into the gym and work out. What I would say to you, create a system for yourself. Lower the barriers. Take it one step at a time. First off, get up out your bed. Step number 1. Step number 2, get your gym shoes. Put them on. Don't even focus on going to the gym yet. Do all of the things that you usually do before you go to the gym. Don't even have the gym inside your head. After you got up out of bed and put your gym shoes on, grab your gym shirt, put it on. Grab your headphones, grab your gym bag, eat a little pre-workout meal or don't. Take a step outside the door, grab your bike or your car, whatever you do, and start going to the gym. Take it one step at a time. And the moment you're actually there at the gym, you say to yourself, now it's time to work out because I'm here. So you lower the friction step by step to actually be able to stay consistent on something. When you do this over and over again, you'll find out that you don't need motivation for anything. You just need systems. You just need to say to yourself, I need to follow this type of routine to get that desired outcome. Number 3, focus on progress and not perfection to build discipline. I feel like a lot of people, they overanalyze life. And what I mean with that is they overanalyze everything before they actually should take action already. Listen, I've had this a lot of times with people who want to start YouTube channels. I do YouTube and I make content for like a long time now. A lot of people around me wanted to start that as well. And I've always said to them, start this week. But the first thing they do, and they think this is correct, but I think it's absolutely incorrect. They focus more on information instead of implementation. So they start over analyzing on every single YouTube lesson there is on YouTube. They start watching that first, and then they're 3 months in just learning about the topic that they want to record about, learning about editing, learning about filming before they have actually even tried. I'm going to give you this analogy that makes it very clear for you to understand what I'm saying. You have 2 guys who need to improve in playing a video game. They both need to perfect this video game. They both need to play the game to the best of their ability. The first personality is going to start by reading everything about the game to get as good as possible. He's going to read about it. He's going to do research on the game. He's going to look at the different type of tactics to use to play that game very effectively. He's going to first look at other people playing the game. He's going to learn about the controls. He's going to learn every single nitty-gritty detail to be able to play the game as a master. Personality number 2, he just starts playing the game and he learns from his mistakes. Which guy within about a time span of a year would be better at playing the video game? The guy who's only been learning about the video game but never actually played? Or the guy who has never been learning about the video game but only has been playing the video game, which makes him learn even more? It's of course personality number 2. If you start implementing instead of focusing on information constantly, you are going to be learning more than a guy who is only trying to learn, because the best lessons are from mistakes. When you do something and you fall flat on your face, you learn. You got to understand, most people who are watching this video and just most people in the world in general are personality number 1. And the reason why is because the school system has done that to them. They think that because school works in a way where I first have to learn the test to eventually be able to do the test. But in life and with the risky choices that you want to make, you do the test right now and you learn from it. So if you want to start up a YouTube channel, don't go ahead and study YouTube videos from other people. Go ahead and post your first video today or within the next 24 hours. If you haven't done it yet, you're a pussy. Most people lie and say, I just want to learn. I just want to first learn before I do. No, listen, you're scared to do it. You're scared. When I first started YouTube and started Instagram videos about fitness and whatever, I didn't learn about any of those things. I just started doing. And when I started doing, I started learning because of it. And if you start learning through your mistakes, this is the guy who starts building up the most knowledge about this certain game that he's playing, because he's building up experience. When you learn from other people, you are learning from other people's experience, which is still great. You can still learn a lot, but you could learn more from your own experience, because your own experience is your own life. And when you start implementing that, you can start to become the best in your own life. And that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to become the best in your life, right? Because you are the main character of it. Well, follow your own fucking path, bro. Instead of listening to other people, what they are doing, trying to fulfill their purpose, you need to go get after your own purpose. And that is how you're going to become consistent. If you want personal help with this, go to the link in my bio and join the Improvement Club. It's my private community where we constantly talk about fitness, mindset, training, every single self-improvement topic there is. And I'm going to be improving you personally. So join us right now and I'll see you inside soon.